think you're so much better than me.
Oh, Meg, that is the least fancy thing I have ever heard.
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. And bugs. Don't be a bug, friends. One of my favorite things the past few years have been the constant surprises. Stuff comes out of nowhere that blows my mind. Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Glory, Hi-Fi Rush, Lethal Company, and now Helldivers 2. These are the epitome of giving the audience something that they didn't know that they wanted. Something with a smaller budget that does everything so perfectly that it surpasses everything around it. It warms my heart to see creative people come out with their vision and find love from an audience that is absolutely starved for anything new, thoughtful, and fun. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't played a whole lot of Helldivers 2. One, because I'm more of a solo player. Sorry, not sorry. Gaming is my alone time. If I'm hanging out with people, I'd prefer to go out and do something. I'm not belittling other people who can't play multiplayer. You do you. And two, it's because I can't get in the damn game. But I have watched a ton of it in the background while I work, and it looks so amazing and creative and fun with anything and everything happening throughout the chaos of the missions. It's absolutely fantastic. So much so that I've almost tried to recruit friends of my own, except the problem is that they're solo players too, so what are you gonna do? Although they did look interested because Helldivers is very, very good. But what really interests my story-obsessed brain is the universe, the lore, the future. I like paying attention to the ever-evolving war map. It's basically what Mass Effect 3 multiplayer should have been. Yes, I did play that one because I kind of had to with the original release. Helldivers 2 obviously draws heavy inspiration from at least Starship Troopers, but I see a bit of Terminator and RoboCop in there too, but that might just be the automatrons. Oh, and also Cyberpunk, but I'm a bit obsessed with Cyberpunk right now, so I might have made up that one in my head. There's no denying, however, that the game draws heavy inspiration from dystopian futures, because Super Earth sounds messed up. Now, from everything I've seen, life on the managed democracy of Super Earth has not been shown. The true status of the world could be anywhere from the OG Star Trek to Cyberpunk 2077. We don't know. But I think that it would be super funny if life ended up being really nice on Earth because all the governments in the world got together to conquer the galaxy. United against an alien force, humanity pushed past their issues, creating world peace, having universal health care, racial unity, religious acceptance. Humanity finally prospers at the price of free speech, freedom in general, and the lives of sentient alien species.
Are we the baddies?
The developers probably wouldn't do that. It would be super messed up, but very interesting. Because with how the game is going, the battles could eventually get to Super Earth. Who knows? There's a lot they can do to expand the universe and the lore. There's always another enemy or battle to be fought, just like in the Starship Troopers movie. Now, I don't think the film was great. It was fun. It was good. It gets me thinking a little bit, but it's not the best satire I have ever seen, and I have not seen any of the other films, and I'm not going to. Oh, and just to clarify, if you don't know, Helldivers and Starship Troopers are satires instead of parodies. Parody is more mocking something that already exists. Think scary movies. You can see exactly beat by beat what they're making fun of, while something like One Punch Man plays on the ideas of both superheroes and shonen tropes without any one set of series that it's inspired by. Thus, it's more satire. Although I, like many people, do prefer to use the terms interchangeably, because it's easier that way and because I'm not a giant douche.
Anyway, as I was saying, wait, I forgot what I was saying. Ha! What a douche!
Like Helldivers 2, Starship Troopers focuses on the military recruiting, training, and fighting arachnids, an easy foe to hate with humans' natural distaste of insects. After all, many of the tiny bugs invade the indoors in waves, making a mess, ruining food, spreading diseases, and I get what they're going for here. It's very easy to dehumanize your enemies by calling them names and focusing on their ideology, but then show the haters pictures of children and human moments from the enemy, and then most of them would realize that the underlying humanity of the opposition. Unless someone's on Twitter or TikTok, because people posting on those sites are absolute morons, can never get how terrible they are. So maybe using bugs was a bit too strong of an allegory for Starship Troopers, because if anyone views anyone else as actual bugs, they might need to be ignored on the issue. Same thing with the robots. The satire also falls a little flat when the actual fighting and killing of the enemies is fun. Violence is bad, but also look at this cool thing that you can do with violence. It's also like when something criticizes using the female form to sell a product, but they still use the female form to sell the product. It kind of just neutralizes the point and the messaging. Cognitive dissonance is funny. That, the failure to show the bugs outside of the propaganda light, and the divergence from the source material make Starship Troopers fall a little bit flat for me personally. And this is where I think Helldivers 2 succeeds where Starship Troopers fails. Helldivers puts fun first. It doesn't hide that you basically work for a fascist regime. In fact, I think it's a more fun spin on satire because it does use actual propaganda on you, making you loyal to the cause, making you hate the enemy, making you feel camaraderie with the people around you. But there's also room for it to grow and expand. With friendly fire always active, it makes me wonder if there are plans to allow players to turn traitor and side with the enemy right after more information becomes available to the players. That would be a cool twist where the ultra-violence and gameplay actually emphasizes a story instead of getting in the way of it like most games. Violence can't be portrayed as bad but then be super fun in gameplay. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't teach a lesson, it doesn't make people think. Of course, I could be reading more into all of this than I should. After all, the developers obviously didn't expect such an explosion of popularity, but they're probably happy about it and are actively trying to think of ways to keep this going. There are plenty of directions that they can go that will be exciting. They can build the actual story and lore of the game, and the rest of the gaming industry will be like, wait a minute, they're a live service game that makes a lot of money. We should do that without understanding why it's fun or good. Brought to you by the geniuses behind Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
There's obviously something about Helldivers that just makes it special. Perhaps because the controls are like Metal Gear Solid 5. Maybe it's because there's actual heart and thought put into it. It could be that the company behind it is just actually smart. I don't know. But I think it takes the ideas of Starship Troopers and expands on it in great ways, making everything more poignant. Hell, this could spawn a franchise for all we know, or it could fizzle out, but it's a unique take on satire where I feel like the gameplay actually enhances the meaning behind everything. Especially because most players are self-aware enough to get the joke. They're in on it. They understand that it's satire. But also, it's not real. It's fiction. It's fun. Helldivers 2 just brings joy to the people that can actually get onto the servers. I'm not bitter that I don't even have the option to play. Not at all. But I still find it interesting that the more comedic takes on ideas are becoming more popular. Like with Megan and Cocaine Bear. Not everything needs to be super serious. Sometimes stories can have actual meaning, but also still be enjoyable. Not super sad all the time. God knows we get enough of that in real life. You're welcome to disagree with all this. That's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
Why so serious?
Hey, do you like stories about an interconnected world? Then consider giving my LPCO books a try. They are all connected in some way, but you can jump in at any point, unless it's a series. Then you have to start at the beginning. But I got 3 books out right now and 3 coming next year. You will not have to wait long for content. Either way, thank you. I appreciate you. Do not despair.